Diana Nyad, and if you don't know her, she was the first and only person to swim from Florida to Cuba, told a story, and she had swum across Lake Erie, and after that, they'd taken her to the hospital for hypothermia, and she's sitting in the emergency room hall covered in blankets, and they wheeled this other guy in, and he's also shivering and covered in blankets, and they're both waiting for their turns to get examined. She says to him, what are you doing in here? And he said that he was a speedboat racer in Lake Erie, and his boat flipped and crashed, and they rescued him, and he's just shivering from being in the water. And he says to her, so why are you here? And she said, well, I just swam across Lake Erie. And he's shivering and going, what the hell did you do that for? So that's a really good question. Why the hell do I do this? I got up at 5 a.m., did my usual stuff, got here to the gym, and realized it is Saturday. And on Saturday, at this particular gym, they don't open up till 7, and it is now 6:15. So I'm going to sit here and record this because I was going to record this on while I was on the Stairmaster. So why the hell would I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, most mornings of the week, never have a day to sleep in, follow a fixed food plan, have no social life? Why do I do this? Why does anybody do this? And it's because myriad of reasons. I love bodybuilding. Ever since I was 13 years old and I saw pumping iron, that is the main thing that I've wanted to be, besides a spaceman and an archaeologist when I was a lot younger. But when I was 13, that's what I wanted to be. I really wanted to be a big bodybuilder. Am I a big bodybuilder now? No. But I do it anyway. I have terrible genetics. I got off to I started really early, and then life got injuries and life got in the way, and so I got off, and then I got off to my actual stage part of bodybuilding later in life. But man, I love it. I am willing to work my ass off. Actually, I'm trying to work to build my ass, technically. And this pursuit of mine is expensive. It takes almost all of my time. It takes all of my spare money. I have friends, but I have no social life whatsoever. So why in the hell do I do this? It's just because I love it so much. Deep down inside, I'm an artist, and I love the process of creation, whether it's painting, drawing. I was a musician for a long time. I was a wood artist for a long time, designing furniture and doing wood sculpture. It's this process of creation, from ideation to completion. And each season is ideation, the actual creating a process to make this work, and the end goal to be better than I was last year. Now, granted, when you are young, this process isn't quite as hard on your body, and I have a lot of things against me. Once you get into your 50s, this hill gets harder and harder to climb as far as putting on size. So, you're just hoping for more muscle maturity. Just to put on any size at all is kind of accomplishment. And with all the aches and pains, let me tell you what, if you don't have the extended warranty on your body by the time you hit 58, 59, let me tell you, you are going to get a lot of randomized minor injuries and pain. But I would much rather have those than than have an unhealthy dad bod. And I'm not trying to offend anybody who has a dad bod, but I have to go to extremes to do this. But that's my personality. I am very OCD, and I kind of, not only is the process of building muscle, trying to put it where I want it to be, and then showing it off. I can dance, I have a sense of rhythm, but Grace is not my middle name. But I really enjoy posing. I've always had a lot of respect for real dancers, not just go to a bar and dance, but people who can really move their body and control it and make it look beautiful. And I have a really gorgeous posing routine. It's very dramatic. It's really good. Thanks to my guy who's he's my posing coach and this year. And I'll show you an example of his work. This is Killian Perez, and highly suggested if you want a posing coach or you want somebody to help you with a posing routine, I highly suggest you use this guy. But to be able to display my body, to show off the work that I've done, and posing is really hard. So it's its own, it's like a subgenre of a sport. And to do that, man, I have to take up even more time to be flexible and mobile enough to do this routine. I have a stretching routine I have to do every day, because I still struggle with a couple of these positions, just because I've been getting stiff over the off season. So that is an art form unto itself. Then I got to put together a big and good enough package so I can actually do that. This routine is so good that I think I'm even going to use it next year. It's just that good, and I'm very, very, very proud of it. So I meet a lot of people who say, "Man, I could never be on a fixed eating schedule." It just takes a certain personality type to do that, and there are certainly times when I don't want to do this. I've got some personal family issues right now that are just really making me stressed out and upset. And I was last night, all I wanted to do was I wanted to eat something. I wanted something sweet. And I didn't want to get up at 5 a.m. this morning. I didn't want to do that. But it's what I have to do. If I want to do this well, I don't want to get close to stage day and look at myself and say, I'm not ready. I work all year to do, to be on stage for, 20 minutes max, maybe. But I love the process, and I like when people at the gym, this is the third season at this particular gym, Anarchy Gym, where people get to see me go from swole to shredded. That's a really good series title, Swole to Shredded. I think I'm gonna use that one. So, and right now I'm in what I call my skinny bitch phase. And this is the hardest phase of it all, because the fibers aren't showing, the definition is not there. And I just look skinny and jangly. And I start to feel really bad about myself, and I think, what the hell am I doing? Why am I doing this? And then I'll get to a point where my body looks good enough, or will look good, and I'll be shredded. And then the as I lose body fat, I actually look muscular, and I look big. And so I'm very eager to get back to that phase, and I'll do whatever I have to do. So that's kind of a summary of, why I do this. And yeah, I know I'm crazy, but I think anybody who wants to do something on a high level, I am an IFBB pro. So this is just what I have to do. And so that's the reason. So next time I do this, I hope to see you on the stairs.